All right, today we're tackling a really interesting paradox. Why is it that so many of the world's most brilliant, most creative minds follow the most, well, boring routines?
We have this romantic idea of genius, right? This chaotic, spontaneous flash of inspiration. But what if that's all just a myth? What if the real secret to extraordinary thinking is found in something way less glamorous?
So, in this explainer, we're going to break down the actual science of routine. We're going to show you exactly how a structured life can become your biggest competitive advantage.
Okay, so first things first, we have got to dismantle this really popular and frankly misleading idea, the myth of the chaotic genius.
I mean, we love the story of the spontaneous breakthrough, don't we? It's this fantasy of inspiration just striking out of nowhere. But the reality is almost always the exact opposite. Research shows that high performance isn't built on constant novelty. It's built on simple, disciplined, repeatable habits, day in and day out. So why does this actually work? Well, the first reason is purely biological. Structure literally stabilizes your brain and your body. Seriously, it's that simple. Our brains are not designed for chaos. They thrive on predictability. And this isn't just, a preference. It's a biological necessity if you want to perform at your peak. Just take one super boring habit, waking up at the same time every day. Research from Harvard Medical School shows this one single act sets off this incredible cascade of benefits. It regulates your internal body clock, your circadian rhythm, which in turn sharpens your focus, balances your mood, and basically builds the entire cognitive foundation for a successful day. Now, beyond just biology, routines also act like a shield. They protect your most valuable and most limited resource, your mental energy.
So many of us are living in a state of cognitive overload, and we don't even know it. Every little decision, what should I wear, what should I eat, which email do I answer first, it all drains your mental battery. It's why you can feel completely exhausted at the end of the day, even if you haven't done anything physically demanding at all.
The psychologist Roy Baumeister did some groundbreaking work on this. He proved that willpower isn't endless. It's a finite resource. You can think of it like a muscle. If you wear it out on 1,000 tiny, trivial choices, it's just not going to be there when you need it for the big, important stuff. And this is the crucial takeaway. When you automate the non-essential parts of your life, you are strategically saving your best cognitive energy. A boring meal plan or a simple work uniform, that's not about limitation. That's about liberation. It frees you up to point your full mental firepower at the things that truly matter.
Okay, so we've moved from the defensive benefits to the proactive, the offensive power of routine. This is where we get to see how repetition can literally rewire your brain for success.
You see, high-level thinkers don't just wait around for motivation to show up. They use a routine to tackle their most important work first. This creates immediate momentum, and it strengthens that all-important muscle for delayed gratification, which is just the ability to choose long-term rewards over short-term pleasure. And that is a huge predictor of success.
This all happens through a process in the brain we call the habit loop. First, there's a cue. That's the trigger, like your alarm going off. Then comes a routine. The action, like putting on your gym clothes. And finally, the reward, that feeling of accomplishment. Every single time you complete that loop, you strengthen the neural pathways for that behavior. And here is the powerful result. Through repetition, actions that once took a ton of willpower become automatic. Your brain doesn't have to struggle with them anymore. And this frees up an incredible amount of mental space for more complex, more creative thinking. Which brings us to our final and maybe the most profound benefit of having a routine. All this structure isn't just about getting more stuff done. It's about creating the mental space to think on a much, much deeper level. This is the superpower that routine unlocks, metacognition. It's the ability to step back and observe your own thinking patterns. So instead of just reacting on impulse, you can actually analyze why you believe what you believe and make conscious, logical choices. Think about it. When your daily life is automated and predictable, you're no longer constantly putting out fires. This creates quiet moments. It creates a pause between a stimulus and your response. And in that pause, that's where you find clarity. It's the space where you can let logic guide you, where you can process things deeply, and where true insight is born. So, if you've been avoiding routine because it feels restrictive, I want you to try and reframe it. A powerful routine isn't a cage that holds you back. It's the carefully designed architecture that actually supports and enables your highest level of thinking.
The most extraordinary lives are so often built on the most ordinary days. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What one simple, repeatable, maybe even boring habit could you build that might just become the foundation of your greatest strength?